deserves a good night's sleep.
Her full name?
Harriet Jones, former Prime Minister.
Thought it was going to be a Harriet Jones, former Prime Minister moment, but we didn't get that and never will. I'm not going to lie to you, straight up, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. After just watching the ending of that, I may have trouble sleeping. Like, she's being possessed by this god, is what I'm getting at. I don't understand the dream side of things, why she was getting these dreams, but it is really nice to see a bit of continuation, that this is linked, this is the one who waits, this is the one that the toy maker didn't even want to play a game with, and we got this all the way back from the giggle, really, from when the toy maker was first brought in. The TARDIS moaning is something which I'm really annoyed I didn't pick up on sooner. It's so blatantly obvious now, even when I was going back and rewatching past episodes from the series, noticing it, and this was all the way back in Wild Blue Yonder, and the way the TARDIS has been coming in, it's been very unusual in things it has been doing, and this is obviously the reason why. Now, a lot of what I could say could ended up being wrong, because certain things could still be said in the finale which could completely change, so I'm going to speak out more about what I liked more than what's actually happened, if you understand what I mean. But the TARDIS thing, it's annoyed that I didn't get it, but it's a twist which was really interesting. I did like the sort of hinting that it was the Doctor's granddaughter, which is what we were kind of led to believe throughout the episode, and then it turns out it was nothing to do at all, and they kind of used that in their own sort of pure evil way, that you really thought I was your granddaughter when it obviously wasn't. Theory people have done pretty well. Quickly touching up on the finale, Suka, is that how you pronounce his name? His name. It's a god of death. I hold my hands up, I've not seen anything to do with this before. So my homework for the next week, if I choose to accept it, is to watch the Pyramids of Mars, because I think I want to get more of an idea about this god, demon, the devil, whatever you want to call it, a bad egg. What I've also noticed is that Unit just employs new people like every other week. Like, I don't know like the time frame between the giggle and this episode, but it's literally like a whole new batch of people, apart from the very fit soldier that's still there, and Kate. Apart from that, everybody's new. I quite like the guy, I've forgotten his name. I think his name is Morris in the episode. He was quite good, actually. This episode plays on a lot of typical RTD finales, with having hints of comedy which Morris brings in, but then also making it pretty bad. This is pretty bad. What we are dealing with, the Doctor is out of his depth, he doesn't know what to do, and it's really exciting to see. The music was fantastic as well. So yeah, the Harbinger twist was really good as well. Now, I don't know, people will probably correct me in the comments. I don't know how many of the other gods that are mentioned have actually been in Doctor Who before, if they were just sort of referenced as part of the gods of like the Toy Maker and the Maestro. And I'm a bad reviewer for not knowing that, but at the same time, I've only ever watched New Who, and I admit that, and I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. But this has given me motivation now to go and to go and watch for the first time certain classic stories, which may help me kind of just understand this, but I'm also aware that even new audiences wouldn't have even seen the whole of New Who, let alone Classic Who, so I'm sure it will be explained in the finale more about them. Mrs. Flood was brought in. Love Mrs. Flood. I think she's actually really weirdly funny with how she sort of speaks to people, like in a really patronising but funny way, in a really weird way. Yeah, Mrs. Flood knew the thing was coming. That was no real shock. Is she a part of this thing, or is she something different? I'm not quite sure. But we learn about the one who waits, and the ending scared the hell out of me, with basically people turning into like skeleton faces. The makeup, I'm not going to lie to you, is a little bit poor. I know, shocking. It's Doctor Who though, so it scared me though, it absolutely scared me, I do not lie. The bit where they're in the time window and they're going through, and Ruby's literally almost face to face with her, mother. I was kind of expecting, when we saw the person in the cloak, for like a face just to pop out, or a hand or someone like to grab her. That's what I was thinking. I honestly thought, yeah, I'm going to get scared. I'm already on the edge of my seat. It is 1 AM in the morning. I'm filming this straight after it's been released. I am more scared. I am more tetchy, more on the edge of my seat on anything that's going to happen, and I thought that was going to happen. Yeah, I feel scared. Is it like a dog? Like, this is coming from someone that knows nothing about the history of this god, but from what I first look at it, it looks like a dog or a horse or a doggy horse. The only thing that Carla, who adopted Ruby, is a little bit suspicious. Like, she was so sort of set on getting to Unit Tower to sort of see everything happening, and I may just be overthinking it, but like, please can someone else say they, like, her facial expressions is either really poor acting, or she doesn't know what, or she wasn't given directions of how to act, or she is deliberately doing those faces as a sign of, you might have something to do with this. I don't know. Couple of little things. I loved the cup of tea joke. Cherry is still waiting for a cup of tea. You could technically say she's the one who waits, waiting for a cup of blimmin' tea. You know, I understand that this episode started very, very quickly and we were straight into the answering the questions of what we were all thinking and wondering. But we did have that time in the episode where it slowed down but kept us there, and then bang, it hit us in the last 10-15 minutes, and the music and everything was kind of going, ah. I'd give this a solid 8 out of 10, and I will go and rewatch, but also I don't think it's bad to watch this as someone who doesn't know about the god of death. I want to know more about, I've seen some of their abilities already for what they can do, and they look pretty damn scary. But I want to see more, and I'm excited to see more, which is probably why it's a two-parter. But let me know what you think about the Legend of Ruby Sunday. Drop it down in the comments, keep it nice. If you're new to the channel, please just subscribe and give this video a like, and I'll see you all very, very soon.